Hello everyone, welcome to the first vlog of my channel. I know. Staying at home is getting boring, so I've challenged myself to make some macarons. Macarons are pretty tricky to make. I'm not a professional and I don't have professional tools either, but I'm gonna show you some of the tips that follow closely to make it work. Dumpling today. You can find the ingredient list in the description box. I'm gonna put them in sequence. Firstly, we'll need the almond flour and icing sugar, and we are just mixing them in a small bowl. Here's the first tip. You really have to put this mixture through a sieve to make it very fine and powdery. This step is necessary and it cannot be skipped. I have though seen some tutorials that tell you to really grind and sift the mixture multiple times, but I don't think you have to do that. Sifting it once is just enough. Once you are left with lumps like this that can't go through the sift, don't force it, just set it aside and you can snack on it later on. Next, we are going to make the meringue. Again, you can find the ingredient list in the description box. So here we are just beating the egg whites. When it gets foamy like this, we are adding the cream of tartar and salt. One advice that I didn't take from other tutorials is to have my ingredients in very precise amount, as I don't have professional measuring tools, but I think that's okay. You just have to gauge the right amount, but you don't have to be that precise. After mixing in the cream of tartar and salt, we are adding 1/3 of the sugar. We are adding the sugar bit by bit because it's easier to mix it in. I love to watch this egg whites getting puffy like a piece of flour. Again, we are adding another 1/3 of the sugar and mixing it in. We are adding the last bit of the sugar and we are almost done with the meringue. Here's the next tip. It's important to have the right consistency for the meringue, and when you take out your whisk from mixture, you should have a soft cake like this. Next, we are mixing the meringue and the almond flour and icing sugar mixture. This step is very important if you want your macarons to have this nice little fit. It is very difficult to get the right consistency, but I'm gonna show you a little trick here. The right consistency is often described as like molten lava, but for a amateur like me, it's really hard to gauge. So I found this tip that I think it really works is to mix it with 30 folds. So after mixing it with 30 folds, you should have something like this. Next, we are transferring the mixture into a pastry bag. I have used the template to make sure that my macarons have consistency and size. So if you want to use it, you can also find this in the description box. So this recipe makes about 3 trays of this, which is about 70 pieces and 35 sets of macarons. After we are done piping, just give the tray a little tap like this. I've added some rainbow toppings on the macarons, which I thought is pretty cute, and it's inspired by Jemma Cupcake. I'm gonna link her in the description box. Tip number 4 is to air condition these macarons for about 30 minutes if you're living somewhere very humid like I do. I've baked this at 150 degrees Celsius for exactly 12 minutes. We are not quite done yet, we still need to make the filling for these macarons. So we are making a very basic buttercream filling. So firstly we'll need to cream the butter in the bowl. Next we are mixing in the icing sugar. Finish the mixing with a spatula and you'll get the texture like this. I'm mixing in rainbow toppings to match with the macarons. I've lined the buttercream filling around the macaron and adding the chocolate in the middle. Again, this is inspired by Jemma Cupcake and you can find her link in the description box. The last part is to piece them together and we have our nice little macarons. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.
Bye.